They're these kind of sublime organisms, terrifying, awe-inspiring. They're really complex, there's so much diversity, so much strangeness.
What controls are us and what are them, and where do we stop and they start?
We start off with nothing and we end up as, almost completely microbes.
It's almost like science fiction, it's quite extraordinary.
Invisible You is our new exhibition about the human microbiome here in the core building of the Eden Project. It tells the story of how we're not alone, that our bodies are actually colonised by trillions and trillions of microbes, archaea, bacteria, protists, that work with us on some of the major functions of ourselves. We're hoping that people will come here, and people that have had no idea about this will leave understanding that they're not alone. We're also hoping that it will be an area where microbiologists of all sorts will come, and we can run lots of different workshops and have lots of new collaborations happening. We have the biomes here at Eden. We have major ecosystems that we can take people to see, ecosystems that they might not otherwise have the chance to see, like a rainforest. And we realised that a major chapter in the story was missing, which was our own story, us as an ecosystem.
It's a natural extension of what they've already got here. They're talking about macroecology, ecology on a macro scale, and a logical extension is to do it on a micro scale and to view a human being as an ecosystem and try to explain to the public what that means in terms of their health, their well-being.
For the Eden Project, I've made a textile wall hanging that represents a diversity of the microbes that live on our skin. I worked with a scientist, Professor Mike Wilson, and each colour represents a different type of bacteria, so you get a sense all over the diversity and the distributions of the microbes that live on our skin.
Well, this is GIT, short for the gastrointestinal tract. It's represented here by this ping pong ball whizzing through the plastic tubes there. Then there's the mouth, which is mechanical and opens up. Once you've done the mouth, you can switch over to the rest of the gut, and you start at the stomach, you go to the small intestine, you go to the large intestine, you go to the anal sphincter. End of show.
So what I've done is taken very recognisable pieces of television and used them as simple metaphors to introduce people to ideas about the human microbiome. Yeah, so the main goal of the animation was to show that it's a sort of diverse and complex world within us, and it has parallels with our world outside, stories of survival and perhaps conflict and collaboration. That's all going on within us on a microbial level.
The piece is talking about the use of human fecal transplants as a treatment for Clostridium difficile infections. It's a glass colon which I had fabricated, and that contains a sterilised human fecal transplant. Obviously it had to be sterilised, otherwise it would explode really in the gallery after it produces lots of gas.
I'm hoping that this thing, which is just a sort of wooden toy in a way, might interest young people and make them see just what a complicated system we all are.
Art can be a conduit between the public and the researchers, and I think it's really important that people get to know what their bodies, are about, and they need to be informed.
The only thing people really see currently is little green gremlins that live in your toilet and they need to be eradicated, and that's kind of what we've been told for 20 or 30 years by the advertising world.
It's very important to reach out to other audiences and bring them into the discussion, but I want to be able to do that, you have to be able to reach people there as well as there, I think, and that's why art is good at doing that.
So we work with a whole range of microbiologists. So a lot of the scientists were based in America. They've lent us sampling kits, swabbing kits, and then they are sequencing the data sets, and it's adding to the wider knowledge base for themselves. Then there are other people like Mike Wilson or Will Gaze at Exeter Medical School who have literally been on the phone checking our work, pointing us in the right direction.
I think they've done a fabulous job. This really, really will get the idea over to the public that, not all microbes cause disease, not all microbes should be eliminated from the planet, that many of the microbes that live with us are very, very important for our health.
We want our visitors to go away understanding just a little bit about what the human microbiome means, hopefully with a view to seeing all the new threads in the media and being able to then take themselves on a further journey.